All right, welcome to the explainer. You know that feeling, right? That heavy, I just can't feeling that keeps you stuck when you know you've got stuff to do. We've all got a name for it, laziness. But what if that's not it? What if we've been calling it the wrong thing this whole time?
This. This right here is the whole point of our explainer today. Just let that one sink in. You're not lazy. Our source material makes this pretty bold claim, right? It says that whole story you tell yourself, the one about being lazy, is probably just wrong.
Okay, so let's dig into that. We're calling this the laziness lie. And this really gets to the core of why we freeze up when a big project lands on our plate. You know, that feeling of just total paralysis.
I mean, you know exactly what I'm talking about, right? Think about it. That massive term paper, that huge report for work, or even just cleaning out the garage. It just feels like this giant mountain looming over you. And the idea of even starting is so tiring that you just go do literally anything else instead.
And that brings us to the real reason why. See, it's not some flaw in your character, it's not about willpower. The real reason you put things off, at least according to what we're looking at today, is something way more specific. And the good news is, it's something you can actually fix. It's what's called the fear of the big start.
And this is where it gets really interesting. Just look at this simple shift in how you talk to yourself, going from "I'm lazy" to "I'm just afraid of starting." I mean, that's a total game changer, isn't it? One is a label you stick on yourself, on your identity. The other, it's just a feeling you have in a specific moment. And feelings, well, feelings can be dealt with.
Now, let's be super clear here. We're not talking about some kind of diagnosed phobia. This is a totally normal, totally human thing. Our brains are literally hardwired to save energy and, avoid things that feel overwhelming. And a huge, messy project, to our brain, that can feel like a threat. A threat to our confidence, to our energy, you name it.
So, okay, the big question is, if the problem is this giant, unclimbable mountain, what do? Well, you don't try to jump straight to the top. Nope. You break that mountain down into tiny little pebbles.
I know. It sounds almost too simple to actually work. But this is the secret sauce. Your goal isn't to finish the entire project right now. No way. The goal is just to start. Just to begin one tiny, almost laughably small piece of it.
It really boils down to the super simple 3-step plan. First, face the mountain. You got to acknowledge the big, scary thing. Don't pretend it's not there. Second, break it into pebbles. So let's say you want to write a book. The first pebble isn't write chapter 1. Heck no. It's open a blank document, or maybe just write one single sentence. Then third, pick up one. That's it. That is your only job.
Okay, so now let's talk about what happens the moment you actually take that first tiny step. Because honestly, something almost magical happens inside your head.
It all boils down to this number right here, 1. Just 1. One tiny action is all it takes to break that feeling of being stuck. It's like it breaks the spell of that fear because it proves the task isn't some giant monster. It's just a bunch of small, totally doable steps.
And this is the beautiful part. Once you kind of trick your brain into starting, by making that first step so small it's ridiculous not to do it, momentum just takes over. An object in motion stays in motion, right? That one sentence you forced yourself to write, suddenly it's a paragraph. That one dish you decide to wash, before you know it, the sink is empty. The real fight isn't in doing the work, it's in starting it.
So, here's a little challenge from our source material and, hey, from me to you. Don't just listen to this and think, that's interesting. Actually try it today. Pick that one thing you've been avoiding. What is the absolute tiniest, smallest possible step you could take on it, like right now?
So I'm going to leave you with this one question. Just for a second, forget about the giant mountain. What's the one single pebble you can pick up today? Because the thing to remember, the big takeaway, is this. You're not lazy. You just need to start small.